Hello there everybody, and welcome to my F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. This is Season 3, Round 2 from Shanghai. If you haven't seen the last one, I urge you to go back and check that one out before you watch this one. This is your last chance to do so before spoilers. So a decent start and an action-packed race from Bahrain. What can we follow that up with? We're now on our qualifying lap and we've got Mazepin just doing Mazepin things there and completely blocking what I believe is Nicholas Latifi. Both of them were going very slowly in turn 1 and Mazepin just completely holding him up, and I had to take avoiding action to make sure that I didn't go into either of them. But yes, after an action-packed Bahrain Grand Prix which led us to finish 4th, I'm hoping to go one better here and try and get on the podium. We have started fitting upgrades, but they won't be received at least until Portimao. So we still have another couple of races where we're waiting on the upgrades, but the first of them should be on the car by Portimao, so that we should have more power in this car to start really being able to fight in the mix. We're really struggling in qualifying round here. The pace is so high. And in fact, at the end of Q1, we were only 13th. So I've really got to find something. And Jenson Button was only 10th. But in qualifying 2, Button managed to get through in P6. But for us, it's a dismal P15. And we have it all to do in the upcoming race.
It's time again then for Formula One in Shanghai. Northwest of this thriving city of over 24 million people is a circuit that first featured in the championship calendar back in 2004. And of course played host to Formula One's 1000th World Championship event in 2019. We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3 mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles an hour, with DRS assisting the cars down the back straight before they brake into the sharp hairpin at turn 14. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Why don't we discuss Red Bull? We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
It doesn't look promising for them so far. And if the new regs have hit them as hard as we think, well, I suspect they may need a few late nights at the factory to get back on track.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, Jenson Button and Norris, Gasly, Ricciardo, Tsunoda and Charles Leclerc, Sainz, Vettel, Lance Stroll and Giovinazzi, Joker, Ocon, George Russell and Mick Schumacher, Joe, Latifi, Markelov and Nikita Mazepin. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top?
Right, P15 on the grid. What can we do from there? Can we get some decent points out of this race? It is lights out and away we go in China. We made a decent start, trying to cover off Esteban Ocon on the inside. He's having a look and he's got the move done, but I'm going to try and hang out around the outside and try and get as many positions as I can while they're all side by side with each other, and we have actually managed to gain a few positions out of that. So although we went down a position or two, we've managed to regain them. We're up into P13, but that's going to be down to P14 because Stroll's having a look down the inside. But I've got Stroll, and now I'm switching very quickly to the inside to try and have Vettel and Sainz, which is exactly what I've done. So we're up into P11, just outside the points already. So a very strong opening lap for us, and I'm also on the medium tyres, which is indicating for me that I am going to be on a one-stop strategy. So I'm going to try and one-stop this race and try and gain places that way. But the top 10 are just really quite quick at the moment, and I'm struggling to keep up with them. But when it comes to the start of the second lap, I've just about managed to get myself back on the back of this pack. But it's in Sector 2 that I struggle for pace round here, and that's where the AI are quite strong. So I'm really needing to just at this stage, try and hang on to the back of the top 10. Because a lot of them that are on soft tyres will be pitting quite quickly, I'd assume. And that'll be where we gain positions. And in fact, a lot of them did at the end of lap 5. Because we're now up into P6. And we're trying to catch Norris and Tsunoda for a couple of positions. But at the moment, we're just stuck behind them. And a few seconds behind them, I should say. And Stroll is right in my gearbox. He is wanting a chance to come after me here. Meanwhile, we're riding on board with Esteban Ocon, who's in P6. He's got the throttle on too hard, and he's gone round. Round it goes for Esteban Ocon then. And that is in the middle of the circuit, and that's going to be very hard to recover from there. Surely that might require a safety car, because we're just seeing there. He is not recovering. There's a pack going through. And sure enough, the safety car has been deployed at the end of lap 7. We are now in the race lead, and you know what? That's not entirely great for our strategy. The safety car has come out, because the few seconds extra of a gap that we would have had on the guys that have already pitted has now been eradicated. But you see me leading there behind the safety car, and I've got to get it as clear of Vettel now as I can, because the whole pack is literally concertina behind Vettel at the moment. So I just need to get on it and try and get as far ahead as possible. But the safety car has helped me decide one thing. That is the strategy I'm going for. As Lance Stroll is now out of the race. What's happened to him? Lance has lost his front wing mysteriously there. I think he's gone into that Alfa Romeo, and then he's just not gone any further. So obviously the damage a lot worse than what it appeared to be for Lance. He's out of the race. And that's a shame. He was looking quite strong. Meanwhile, we retain the lead. And I am pushing, as you can see, to try and build that lead. Try and get it as big as I can before the rest of the pack gets past Vettel. But I have decided I'm going to try a strategy of...
Bottas. They seem to have an issue.
Okay, so Bottas has also got a car issue, which could help us in theory. But I'm trying to go from mediums to softs. That's the plan, as we now watch Carlos Sainz. And I'm not sure what he's doing here. He's fighting Lewis Hamilton, I believe. And they're side by side. And this, again, is helping us, because you can see Sebastian Vettel just there. And Hamilton does get ahead of Sainz. So that's not good for us. But I believe Hamilton now has made his second stop. And now we've got Max Verstappen gaining on us. Bottas next, then Perez and Norris. But Bottas has a car issue, so I'm not too bothered about him at this stage. My main concern is getting as far away from drivers like Perez, who I could be fighting later. Making my second stop then, out of the pits I come, in P4, for about 9 seconds behind Perez. Norris is right there though, and Norris just going into me as I come out of the pits. And he's doing my car some damage as well, so that's not good. I'm not sure there what Lando was thinking. You just see there that I've come out of the pits and Norris has just gone straight into me. I mean, I can't see that as anything more than a racing incident, but Norris not thinking that one through. Leclerc is now out of the race, so I wonder what's happened to him. This looks like it's just going to be a car failure. He doesn't look like he's going into anyone. And yeah, he just pulls off, so his race is over with an engine issue. Well, there's no smoke, so I imagine that's something more electronic. Right. We're now trying to gain on Perez on the soft tyres, but the problem is, round here, the soft tyres are excellent for all of about 2 laps, and then they just fall away so fast. And I thought maybe in those few laps that they were great, I could have caught Perez, but that's just not happened. And if anything, as we go on to the last lap, Lewis Hamilton is right behind me. Hamilton was behind Vettel. We got past Vettel, and now he is right behind me, harrying me for that P4. Has a look round the inside there, but that's not an overtaking corner. I shut the door firmly in his face. And I believe they're telling me that Latifi's got an issue with his car, but that's not relevant to our race. And in fact, well, he's blown up, so that's him out of the race. And there will be a yellow flag at the hairpin, which is critical. If Lewis Hamilton gets this move done before too long, I won't be able to pass him back because of the yellow flag. Hamilton now going for the move around the outside. He's got it done just before the yellow flag, so that move will count. I can't dive him up the inside here. I go to do it, but then I realise the yellow flag is active. I have to let him back through. I have to let Lewis back through, and I've backed out too much. I was hoping to have a dive in the inside of the final corner. Hamilton covers me off then, and using that advantage, he manages to take P4 from us right at the end. But for us, it's going to be P5. I don't know how much more I could have got out of the car, to be honest. I don't.
It's a performance to be proud of from our Chinese Grand Prix winners today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
Well, I suppose on the one stance I should be happy, you know, we started 15th and managed to finish 5th. But we were robbed right at the end by Lewis Hamilton being able to get past us. Normally when they pass me on that straight, I'm able to sort of stay right in the gearbox and have a look up the inside of the hairpin. But that yellow flag really cost me the chance of being able to do that. And I just wasn't able to get that place back in the end. I did go through, but I had to let Lewis back through. And it's Verstappen then who wins the race over Bottas. Perez getting that final podium position. But we moved ahead of Jenson Button in the standings now. We're up into, well, we retain P4. Jenson Button obviously slipping to P5 because he did not get any points in that race. So that's a frustrating day for Jenson. Bit of a frustrating day for Joe H2O Racing altogether that we didn't get both cars in the points. But like I said, we started 15th. We came up to P5 in the end. I can't be too disappointed with that, especially with the fact that we don't have the upgrades that we need at the moment. Well, thank you so much for watching this race. Don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button if you're new and you want to see more content. Until the next time, I have been Joe. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Look after yourselves. TTFN, guys. Ta for now.